Okay, so we're going to talk today about the discriminant. So we're going to start by asking ourselves, how would we answer a question like this? Find the roots of y equals x squared plus 2x plus 10. And by now we know we need to solve this equation. So we can think about how we could factorize this, and very quickly we're going to realize we can't factorize this. Okay, there's not going to be a nice way of factorizing this right-hand side. So we're going to use our old friend, the quadratic formula. So that tells us that x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now this formula is given to you in the exam. If you've not seen this before, you need to watch the previous video. So don't try and watch this video until you've seen this in use. Just as a recap, a is the number, is the coefficient of x squared. Now in this case, the coefficient of x squared is 1. B is the coefficient of x, and c is this constant term here, which doesn't have any x in it. Okay, so let's have a go at solving that then. So x is equal to minus b minus 2 plus or minus b squared is going to be 2 squared minus 4 times a, well a is 1, times 10, all divided by 2a. And again, a is 1, so that's just going to be over 2. Okay, and just cleaning this up a bit, let's work out what this is. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 1 times 10 is going to be 40. And now we've run into a problem. And our problem is this. 4 take away 40 is negative 36. Okay, so in order to work out this answer, okay, what we're going to have to do is work out what the square root of negative 36 is. Okay. Now, if you've got a calculator to hand, you can pop it into your calculator. You quickly realize that you can't take the square root of a negative number. You can't find the answer to this question, because really what this is saying is what number times itself is negative 36. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive, and a positive times a positive is a positive. So two numbers that are the same, when you multiply them together, cannot end up being negative 36, no real number anyway. So for that reason, we can't actually answer this question. Well, I say that, we can answer it, and the answer is simple. There are no real roots. Okay, so there are no real roots to answer this question. Okay, so let's talk about what the discriminant is. So the discriminant is this bit of the equation. It is, and we represent it, I'll just draw delta like that. This is how we represent the discriminant. We usually draw this this letter here, delta, and we say it's equal to b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. In other words, this bit of the quadratic formula. Yeah, what's on the square root? That's all the discriminant is. And this is what you need to know. If this here, okay, if that is greater than 0, then you're going to have two real roots. So in all the practice examples you've done already, this was always positive. So at this stage of the question, you're able to then go on and answer it because it was positive. If b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, I'll move this so you can see. If it's less than 0, then you've got no real roots. In other words, if you've got a negative number, like our sad friend over here, that's when you get no real roots. There's one final situation, which is where what's inside that bracket, what's inside the square root, the b squared minus 4ac, it could equal 0, couldn't it? And imagine this was exactly 0. In that case, well, there's only one other option, one real root. Okay, So just to summarize, this is the discriminant. It is b squared minus 4ac. That is part of the quadratic formula. And you can tell what the nature of the quadratic is. And by that, I mean, you can work out how many roots it has based on whether this is a positive number, whether it's a negative number, or whether it's 0. So again, if it's a positive number, it has 2 real roots, negative, no real roots. And if it's exactly 0, that just means you're going to end up with 1 real root, which, if you recall, is where the parabola kisses the x-axis. So what we'll do is I'll stop the video now, and the next video I upload will be examples where we go through this sort of question and we talk about the nature of the roots.